Welcome to number 60 of Chinuch at Home. Thank you, Shivdar Chelia in Flatbush, ChazakTorahAnytime.com. Question: which do you think is more desirable for our child? They be extremely wealthy or extremely responsible financially? Question 2: which do you think is the more determining factor in a person maintaining wealth? Is it how much money they earn, or is it how well they manage their earnings? How responsible they are in their financial decisions? What principles of financial responsibility they use in making decisions when it comes to finances? And we all know the answer. More important than the actual amount of wealth is how responsible and careful is a person with money. I'm not talking about being stingy. I'm talking about using very simple, tested over time principles of spending, earning, saving. So I'm going to share with you over the next few sessions something I call the family bank. And that is where you, the parents, are actually the bank. And you're going to create a system whereby your child actually earns money. And I'm going to show you how. It's super simple. And the basis of this is actually the Gemara in Kedushin Chavtes, which tells us that amongst the generic 4 requirements I have as a parent to my child, one of them is to teach them an umnus, to teach them a trade. The purpose of that, of course, is they could become thereby financially independent. And that independence depends on them having a skill, an umnus, that translates into cash, meaning people will pay for the value of that person's skill, time, service, area of expertise, because that's what we're being paid for. So when does that mitzvah kick in? After the kid's already taken a degree and apprenticed in a business or started up his own business, and that's when I'm mekayim the mitzvah? No, you got a mitzvah of chinuch that actually ends at 12 for a girl, 13 for a boy. So I'm supposed to be teaching my children financial responsibility even from a young age. So I'm going to share with you a very simple system of the next few sessions called the family bank, which I implemented a number of years ago with a number of different parents that I've consulted with when it came to finances to help children become financially responsible. And quite shockingly, several kids have told me that by the time they were married, having done the family bank for a good number of years, they had actually saved tens of thousands of dollars. You can talk about $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, and in 2 particular cases, over $100,000 by the time they were married. And it had a direct correlation to the principles I'm going to share with you, which are super simple. And number 1 is give your child an allowance. The reason why I'm encouraging that is because how else can a child ever learn the principles of earning, saving, investing, and spending, and giving tzedakah if they don't have their own money to practice that with? And you want them, and please listen carefully to what I'm saying, you want them to make their financial mistakes when the stakes are low and not when they're much older and they're desperate to spend money which they never had as a child because no, you can't have that. No, you can't. And they've heard it so many times that in the back of their mind they're saying, wow, when I start making my own money, wow, when I have my own credit card, boy, I'm going to buy what I want. Instead of thinking through a balancing act of value versus how much value will I get out of this product if I pay for it now, or if I keep the money that I want to spend on this item now and save it for something of greater value later, which is a better decision to make. And then they learn from having made mistakes when they were young and buying absolute rubbish, complete garbage, toys which broke very quickly, and mum and dad warned them but gave them the choice. Look, my personal opinion is if you buy this monster toy now, it's going to break in no time. You worked so hard to earn all that money. That's my recommendation, but it's your choice in the end. And why are you giving the child the choice? Because that's how Hashem does with us. He tells me, this is what I want you to do, but it's ultimately your choice. Now, under the chinuch system, of course, you want to have the veto. But I'm here to tell you that the best way to protect your child from making mistakes is to let them make mistakes while the stakes are low. So number one of this is give them an actual allowance. How does that work? I'm not telling you how much. It depends on you and your value for money, etc. But just as a general guideline, I would say 25 cents per year of the child. So if you've got a kid who's 6 years old, which I'm suggesting you can start as early as 6, so that would be $1.50 a week. It adds up, but that would be an allowance. That would be one feeder into his family bank, where you'll have a record, and you keep a record of the date, the transaction, and the amount of money, and his balance. The family bank record would keep on there monies that he got from, number one, allowance, number two, gifts, maybe from grandparents, for example, afikomen, birthday parties, and number three, jobs that he would do that are not considered as just part of the family, that when you clear up your mess afterwards, I'm not paying you for that. I'm not paying you to bring down your laundry or put your clothes by your bed all neatly folded the night before, so I don't have to chase you searching for your clothes before you catch the bus. Things which are considered part of living in your home, you're not paying a kid for. But extra items, it might be, for example, doing homework with a younger child. It might be babysitting, where it's appropriate for your younger kid. It might be something as simple as clearing the leaves. That will save you quite a lot of money, actually, depending on the size of your property. Clearing the snow, shoveling the snow. Items which are considered beyond the call of duty as part of the family team, so to speak, and you pay them for. These are feeders into their income, so that when it comes to them wanting to buy something, you can simply say, can you afford it? So tomorrow we're going to learn a few more principles, but enjoy the rest of your day in the meantime. Carlton.